All right, what's up? What's up, guys? So, welcome back to the No Outlet podcast,
More like the No Outlet podcast. Am I right?
dude.
Dog penis.
Dog.
Anyways, the canonical fifth episode.
Or is it the sixth?
No, it's the fifth episode.
Oh, okay.
All I'm gonna say is that you did my episode dirty, dude.
Mm-hmm.
As if you even fucking watched it.
First of all, okay, why would I need to watch a video of my own fucking conversation like a psycho? Second of all, you literally split mine right down in half into 2 episodes, even though it's a fucking podcast. You did it mid-sentence, didn't even find a good fucking spot to do it, and you made my profile picture Ronald McDonald Hitler?
Yeah.
Like, bro,
You did. You did do that.
so dirty. You did me so dirty.
Okay. Anyways,
Okay.
so what we got going on here, boys? After a superficial name change, after misinformation of a gaslight, I'm gonna subscribe to my own channel, so we're now at 5 subscribers for the 5th
Imagine
episode.
having less subscribers than me and Dean.
And,
I mean, it's pretty easy. I can just make another YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we were talking a lot about certain topics, and apparently there's something trending on Twitter, according to Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh,
So please introduce the topic, Lucas.
Yeah.
okay, well, first, before I gotta elaborate first. So, me and Dean, we have a Let's Play channel by the name of Stupid Prizes.
Please subscribe.
Link in the top of the description.
Yes, please.
We also have a Twitter account. That's also gonna be in the description.
No.
Now, we just uploaded a new video, so I thought the best course of action was to promote our new video on our Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just like putting in a bunch of hashtags. I put in like hashtag Let's Play, hashtag video, hashtag Space Ghost Perp, all the standards. But then I'm like just I got some room left, so I just started putting in random shit, and I eventually put in hashtag poop vids. Okay.
You can see where it's going.
I already know where
And-
this is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Being myself, I want to go, okay, well, what are the other videos on those hashtags? So I started looking at them, and I was like, okay, Space Ghost Perp, okay, Let's Play. And then I get to poop vids. Now, I'm not a fucking coward, so I click onto that one, and I see what else is on there.
Yeah.
Me and Dean, we find this video called, the channel, the Twitter account it was on was Girls Have Accidents Too.
Right.
And it was this video that's like, it was shot very like a horror movie. It was like angled up from the floor to a girl like skirt, and she's like squirming in front of a bathroom door and like pounding on it, like doo, 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 doo.
Right. And and just some of my reaction now, right? I'm like, I say to Lucas, I'm like, is she gonna like piss herself? I'm like, I don't want to see her piss herself, even though because I've seen people piss themselves before, right? I'm not new to the internet. I'm like, it's still gross, but I would be like, okay, I can get past that. But no, I realized it. I'm like, is she gonna shit
Dean,
herself?
we're on hashtag poop vids.
Right. And I'm like, wait a second, she's gonna shit herself. And I kid you not, it is so fucking gross because she has panties on or whatever, and it's just
You just see it like slowly ballooning.
right. And it's like, and we went into the comments on the post. And someone says, "Oh, she grew a tail." And I'm like, "Motherfucker, she didn't grow a tail. That's shit." It was gross.
Yeah. So the tweet that encapsulates all this is their new tweet, their new Game Jolt Dive episode 1 video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
I thought he was full of shit when he was talking about all the hashtags. No, he's got hashtag Let's Play, hashtag Game Jolt, hashtag Funny, hashtag Video, hashtag DaBaby, hashtag Space Ghost Perp, hashtag Demon Slayer, hashtag Berserk,
Alia
hashtag
Berserk.
poop vids, hashtag Naruto, hashtag balls deep ass pounding, hashtag drugs at Denzel Curry, at Waka Flocka, hashtag Ruby Tuesdays, hashtag Yu-Gi-Oh. So
Every Tuesdays. It's great.
yeah. So obviously, fucking hashtag game go hard, but yeah. So I'm obviously not gonna look at hashtag poop vids.
I mean, you could.
I could.
You could.
I
probably
really
find
could. And then right underneath that is Playboy Cardi at a laundromat.
Right.
So we know who runs this Twitter account.
Right.
You should just really be able to tell from just the recent. You can tell by the tweets who was in charge.
It's clearly
Because
Haley.
It's both of you. I know that.
My tweets. There's me and Dean tweets, and then there's Haley's tweets. There's a big difference between the 3.
Mhm.
Now I have good news and bad news for the podcast. I must go, but very soon I will have a substitute podcaster coming in by the name of Gabe. Farewell.
Farewell.
All right.
Stupid prizes.
All right.
Well, I guess you and me can just talk about stuff.
All right. So
Yeah, I mean, here's something we can talk about. Your opinion on Red Dead Redemption 2, because you recently finished it, am I right?
yes, I just yesterday I finished the epilogue.
Mm-hmm. So do tell.
It was
Yeah, it was
in my opinion. I will totally be transparent and will say that I will admit that I watched that Nakey Jakey Red Dead video so many times before and after playing Red Dead 2. And I gotta say that video is so goddamn true about what the fuck's going on over with the goobers at Rockstar Games. And like there's a part in the video where he's like I'm kind of disappointed, and seeing that number on fucking Metacritic makes him seem like an insane man.
Right.
And now I'm feeling like an insane man because I have the exact same opinion of that game is like a 50 to a 60 and not a 97.
And you said it was like good in graphics, right?
The game looks great. The story is great, but the gameplay, man, that gameplay is it is so mundane and repetitive.
Right.
And it's, in my opinion, it's not very fun. Because in my eyes, what I also see about that game is the pacing.
Right.
Basically what I mean by that is I think the pacing of Rockstar Games is really interesting.
Yeah.
When it comes to GTA, I feel like it's well executed in terms of, oh, this is a like 70 to 80 mission campaign, but I at least have like a fast mean of transportation to get there.
Right, like a car.
Yeah, like a car, and like, you know, it's the pacing is a lot more, you know, energetic. With Red Dead 2, even with the absolute fastest horse, like the best horse you can have in the game, it still felt like an absolute just slog through the mud in terms of the pacing for that game. And personally, that's just how I feel about the game. I understand that a lot of people really enjoyed that game, and no harm to them or anything like that.
Right.
But, you know, if you appreciate a game or you liked it more than I do, then more fucking power to you, buddy.
Exactly, right?
No attack on those people.
Right, of course.
But personally, I just didn't really enjoy the game in terms of gameplay. And it more or less felt like a chore to get to the next cutscene and finish it. And, quite disappointed by it.
Yeah. And I played like Red Dead 1 and also DLC, and I fucking loved it. And it might just be because I know I was recommending you like the first one if you somehow can find a way to play it, but you said you really weren't interested when we were just talking like private ever just with Lucas before he just left.
Yeah.
But I understand what you're saying now because I mean it's different. I would say in Red Dead 1 because you do actually get like an extremely fast horse, and it is sort of like a car. Basically, at that point.
Yeah.
And it has better fast traveling from my memory. And mind you, I haven't played the game in like a while, but from my memory, it was like better.
Yeah.
Than what you say about Red Dead 2. Especially when you get into like the DLC with the zombies and shit, and you get the horsemen, which are like all have these like special powers and shit. It's cool.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I felt. And I know I've told you this multiple times, but I'm just saying it for podcast sake so people just know it. But that's how I felt about security breach, Finding Safari security breach. People kept saying, in fact, you even said, like, oh, it's not really that good of a game. It's just, like, it's kind of, like, shitty, very buggy. And I was like, yeah, I understand that. But, I've been waiting for this game for, like, 2 years. And I need to just see it for myself,
Dean, we're going to have to stop right there. Because our second caster, our Lucas replacement is ready.
Oh, get the Lucas replacer, and then I can continue my conversation.
All right. Let me start this up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's up with that?
All right,
Oh, no.
you're live.
Lucas,
You're
no.
live on air. You're live on air.
I need to turn my stuff down.
What's up?
I smoke crack. Hello, welcome to podcast.
Yep, this is episode 5
Excellent.
of the No Outlet podcast.
Podcast.
And
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
So we kind of dabbled into some stuff, some hashtag poop vids, and then we went more into my quirks and my likes and strong dislikes of the game Red Dead Redemption 2. Dean is now talking about his gripes with and more likes with the game Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Right.
Well, your gripes with it. Okay, I'd like to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, you can just quickly go over your gripes real quick for Gabe. I guess if you want.
No, it's okay. I mean, I don't really have
We can get
against the game other than it's just such an unfinished game and unpolished. It was just very, very rushed.
There's also a really bad PC port.
A PC port. Oh my gosh! And it should be, honestly, it's not even built for consoles. It's supposed to be built for PC in the first place.
Right.
Same thing with Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, security breach though.
Yeah.
Like I just said to Craig, and I'll just say it to you, Gabe. People kept like telling me like, "Oh, you probably don't want to play it because it's like really like shitty. It's just like not really that fun. It's very buggy, very broken." I'm like, I understand that, but I've waited for this game for like 2 years, give or take, and I was like, I need to play it. I have to, and so I played it, and I ended up liking it. Very close to maybe a love, and yes, it is broken, extremely broken. Fucking the map in the game, it says like like the legend or whatever. That does not work, and I played it multiple times in different saves. Still does not work. But I just like because a game I really love is Alien Isolation. I don't know if you've heard about that game.
I definitely have. It's the one that Sega released a few years ago. Right.
So that's how I felt I was going into it because I like shit where I'm like, okay, I'm surviving. I'm in this big area. There's like these creatures coming after me, and I gotta just like survive and use my wits. And I was just like, that's why I mainly fell in love with it, despite the flaws and shit. Because I was just like, yeah, I like this. And then you got like one of my favorite parts, just like the DJ Music Man part, because he's just huge.
Yeah.
Fucking humongous, and I was just like,
yeah, let's fight her ass, motherfucker.
Right, exactly. But yeah, and then I'm still finishing it out because I need to find out who Blob is. I don't know who the fuck that is, and that's why
I have not heard anything about that.
Right. So I don't know if it's a thing or like to he, to she.
I know what it is, but
Oh, really?
obviously
Okay.
I'm not gonna spoil Dean.
Of course,
He,
of course.
he doesn't like spoilers. So
Yes.
which is
I wouldn't do that to
completely
anyone
fair.
without actually, having a disclaimer like, "Hey, do you care about spoilers?" And they'd
Yeah.
either be yes or no.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, oh wait, Dean, you still got some shit you want to say about that game?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that if was it worth the money? Right, because I was going to get it on like PS5 or like sorry PS4 because PS5 is fucking overrated. Sony sucks ass.
Bow.
Yeah, wow.
just cannon.
Right. But yeah, and it was like I think like $40 on Steam. I think like 45.
That's too much for a Five Nights at Freddy's game. It's a really ambitious game. I'm not gonna lie, and it's
Right.
super cool in concept and whatnot.
Mhm.
It's just such an unfinished game, and there's still chances, and I'm sure they have already come out with patches and whatnot.
Right. And then you imagine the reason why I was like, I'm not getting it on fucking PS4 or PS5 is because it's like $80 on there.
No way, really?
Yeah, dude, it's 80.
Oh my gosh.
It's so fucking ridiculous.
I thought it was just 70 because that's the new price hike with games nowadays.
Oh no, they've
That's
raised
awful.
it. They raised it to 80. They've
That's
raised it to 80.
awful.
Yeah.
Yikes! So you're paying almost 90 fucking dollars for a game that's not even that great.
Exactly. Yes. And see, like if I bought it for like PS4, I would have been fucking pissed off. I would have hated the game no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, oh, I'll just get it on Steam. And that's why I was like, $40. That's a bit better. Not a lot for a fucking FNAF game, but it's like
Help Wanted and both Help Wanted and Security Breach were both very ambitious games in this franchise. I feel like Help Wanted was the better game out of the two.
Mm-hmm.
I
mean, that's up
Help
to you
Wanted-
because when I played it on Switch, it sucked ass.
Yeah, well, you played it the wrong way.
Right, exactly.
Wait, is Help Wanted the VR game?
Yeah, Help Wanted
Yes.
is the VR game. It's like that's the only way to play that game.
Mm-hmm. Right. Unless you're poor like me, and by poor I mean I just didn't have the money at the time.
Yeah. But yeah, it's you're not playing it how they wanted you to play it, which is like
Exactly.
it's like playing the game Duck Season, which is an amazing VR game.
Hell yeah!
But playing
Great
it,
game.
but playing it playing on desktop, like 'cause they have a desktop version. I'm like, why would you do that?
Right.
But yeah.
But that's basically all I really wanted to say about it. And it's just like for anyone who's listening or watching or whatever, I would recommend it, but don't go into it being like, oh, it's the best fucking game. It's gonna be so great because it's very broken.
It tries a lot of things, and a lot of it really falls flat. But there are some
Right.
things that it does quite well.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's it.
Gabe, you got a game like that. I know you have your problems with Forza Horizon 4
Ooh, do tell.
versus
So-
5.
Just the Forza games in general. After 2, and I'm sure a lot of people can agree on this, after 2, it just kind of went downhill.
Is this Horizon or is this Motorsport?
Horizon.
Okay.
Motorsport
Okay.
has also been kind of crappy ever since 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I honestly haven't played them enough, but it's kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But then again, I'm not like a huge Forza nerd for like the actual motorsport series.
Mhm.
Anyway, for fuck me. For Horizon, it's just 2. I actually got to play it, and honestly, it still holds up pretty nicely today. I will say the menu is really slow, and there are better ways of navigating, and they've really put a lot of effort into the newer games where it's a lot more intuitive of a user interface, and I like that. I can appreciate that.
I do appreciate the Forza UIs. Those have always been pretty clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like it didn't look bad before, but the actual usability of it was just it was rather poor.
Right.
but after 2, because 2, a lot of people were complaining, especially in 4, that the sound design of the cars had really made a decline. And
Mm.
I honestly entirely agree, because it just, some of these cars just didn't even sound like anything like the real life counterpart. It just
Which is
it was really, really bad.
that seems like something you really that just seems kind of like a no duh that you want to get right in a racing game, like a
Yeah.
car centered game. You want to like, have like the actual fucking
The soundtrack of a car itself is very, very important, and I think the developers really had a major oversight in that regard.
And I know, Gabe, you really are into cars, so I know that's like really important too.
Yeah. In terms of like gameplay and whatnot, it plays fine. 3, I played a bit of Horizon 3. That one was okay. It wasn't anything too special. 4 got really boring really quickly. That's the problem I had with it.
Especially once
there's
you got
a
the
lot
best
of stuff to
car.
do with it, though. There's a lot of stuff to do, and it can also be overwhelming. And that's
Right.
a problem with newer Horizon games. Is that there's way too much to do. It's really overwhelming. I'm sure there's ways of like, no, there is a way of filtering out stuff on your mini map and whatever, but there's always like, oh, the game's like telling you like, do this and do this, and oh, you get extra points for doing this, and we have special season challenges going on right now. It's like there's so much going on, and it's really overwhelming, and it's like, I don't really want to do this stuff. I kind of want to just do whatever.
Right.
And this is just my personal preference. It may not be for everyone else, but this is just that's just me.
Yeah. That's definitely like they're definitely pretty valid like gripes with this series, cuz I mean, I will admit I'm a pretty new Forza like fan in a sense. I never
That's okay.
really
That's completely fine.
Yeah, I know I was never like a huge like I've never been like a huge kind of like track oriented person when it came to racing games. So, I dabbled in some, Gran Turismo 2 and 3
Of
in the
course.
PS2 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But, Burnout, like that's where I lived with racing games. So,
Burnout
Right.
3. Oh my gosh.
Burnout 3 on the PS2, that's peak childhood for me.
Oh yeah!
That,
Shout
man.
out to RetroArch for emulation.
Yes. That's the only I'm playing a PS2 game with an Xbox One controller.
Right.
What times we live in, eh?
Yeah. I'm not about to go out and buy a PS2 just to play one game. But,
Exactly.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know. Can't you get them pretty cheap now?
I think so. I don't
I
know.
mean, it depends on where you look, though. You know.
We also have
Yeah.
that retro game store in Lake Stevens, so I'd
Yeah,
probably
forgot about that.
probably check out the prices there.
Right.
I'm probably gonna
Need to get
bleep that
some
out
games.
just so I don't
Yeah, don't be
fucking.
like.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I don't dox myself there. I'm gonna fucking.
He lives in Lake Stevens. Holy shit!
Stop fucking saying it. I need. But yeah, no, it's I don't know. Nobody really watched these, but yeah, no, it's it's fun regardless. I don't care.
Blowing yourself right there. Now people aren't gonna watch it.
But
Oh no.
he
But
has
yeah,
he has self-worth issues. I'm out of here.
But yeah, continuing on back to the series of Horizon, it's just there's just way too much going on, and there's a lot of options, but sometimes it just it gets to be too much.
Yeah.
Right.
And I told Taylor I had an issue with this, and he also had an issue with this as well. They give you so much free shit.
Yep.
Even like, and you bought the standard edition, right?
Yeah, I have the standard edition. Just the
Yeah,
standard edition.
So I bought the fucking $100 one, right?
Yeah, he has the ultimate edition.
Because I'm like,
I see.
you know,
Which
that I
had
like
the-
it, and
I had the misfortune of
Like
buying the
I
Ultimate
love the
Edition.
game. You know,
Mm.
I like the game series a lot. You know, even though it's like not as great as it used to be, I still like it. You know, it's fun to play.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, uh, Taylor gets so much free shit, as do I.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
Taylor's like, "What the fuck is this? Like, I want to work for my shit, not just be like
Yeah.
given handouts. Like, come on, dude."
Right. Yeah.
got-
Because you don't feel like you're doing anything. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh, thanks for the free shit. It's like,
Because I got
Like, there's on a level of grind where I'm like, yeah, I deserve this, you know.
but because I was a
And like, and
returning
then there's like a
player,
level, yeah.
I
And then there's also like the level of grind where it's like GTA level or something like that, where it's like just so
you need a nice
tedious.
medium. You need a nice middle ground where
Yeah.
it's not like I'm doing this for nothing, and why am I doing this?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
you need to have a medium.
You need to have a happy medium of that. But
Exactly.
I literally just because I was a returning player, because I bought the Ultimate Edition of Forza Horizon 4,
Right.
and I'd say the other like I guess before I get into another like kind of gripe I have with at least the newer Horizon games,
Mhm.
the just as a returning player, I got like 9 or like 10 different just like gifts from
Yeah.
the like the Horizon team or whatever the fuck it's called. And it was literally like I got like a McLaren Senna, which is like like over $1 million car.
It was the cover car for last game.
Yeah, it was the cover car
Mhm.
for the 4th game that I can't get rid of it. That's the other thing. You can't get rid of it. And so there's just this really expensive fucking hypercar in my garage at the beginning of the game,
Mhm.
and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then they give me wheel spins, which are the other thing that you can do in the game, which you can it's like it's basically a slot machine of different
Yeah.
prizes, and
Right.
except whatever it lands on, you get all of that. It's not like you need to get the same amount on like all 3 of them. No, you get all of it. And
Mhm.
so they gave me like 5 to 10 like regular wheel spins, and then they have the fucking nut kicker, which is the super wheel spins.
Super.
And I got
Super.
5 of those. I got 5 of those too, as long with like 6 free cars on
Mhm.
top of the wheel spins, which also gave me even more cars. And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
And I'm like,
What is this assassination attempt?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And like, it's just like I was like, I did not work for any of this. Like, this doesn't. I just feel like I'm getting handed a bunch of my shit.
Right.
And then to segue into my next gripe with the game, they give you really nice cars in this game. Like the 5th game, Forza Horizon 5, they give you really nice cars in the beginning, which is like, why would you do that? They're giving you the brand new Toyota Supra, which is like what, like a $60,000 car.
60,000, maybe like 70,000 with the small modification it has with it.
Yeah,
Mm.
like a really nice car, and then like the brand new Ford Bronco of all cars,
Yeah,
which is kind of weird.
That too. Those are expensive as well.
I would say also a pretty expensive car, and then the brand new Corvette that just came out that looks like a fucking Ferrari basically.
Yeah.
And like all 3 of those cars, and you're like, oh, okay, I just have to choose one. No, they give you all 3 of them anyways.
Oh,
Wait,
very
really?
lovely.
Yeah,
Oh,
I have all 3 of them. So you get that, and you're
I
like,
get so many cars in this game that I just forget about
exactly. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't want these. So I start fucking throwing them on the auction house, which
them.
prompts Gabe to be like, I hate how you play this game. And I'm like, I don't want these cars, bro. And like, so, and then I think like I did like one race and I get this like legendary rally car that like
Oh, yeah, the
everyone
Escort.
that everyone gets, just like a Ford Escort. And it's like this legendary rally car according to Gabe, which, that dude you got some your opinion has a lot of weight to it. So
Mhm.
I'm try I'm
He's really just trying to say you're good.
I'm trusting that but he was like, oh, it's like a really iconic rally car, and I'm like, why are they giving me this shit like one mission in? It's just I
think
don't.
it was like part of the fucking tutorial too.
Yeah, it just like I just like it doesn't. You don't feel accomplished. It just feels like a rat race to get like the fastest car in the game, and then it's just boring.
Right.
Especially if you're playing it like solo without anyone. Like you're just playing to like play it and like play that kind of shit. Because
Right.
like as soon as you get the fastest car in the game, like what's the use of like racing it a bunch and then you just get bored?
Mhm.
Because at that point, there's literally nothing else to do. That was the thing that plagued Horizon 4. Is just like as soon as you got the fastest car in that game was a Ferrari FXXK,
Mhm.
and it was just it was.
That was one of them. That was one
Yeah.
of them.
I heard that was the fastest car, like fully souped up. It was like 999.
Oh, if you're talking about like S2 or like X class, then yeah. But
Yeah,
like
it was
A
like-
class was the bone shaker for both 3 and 4. That was a broken car.
Oh damn.
Hot Wheels bone shaker.
Yeah, they have
Bone
that. They
shaker.
also have the.
Bone shaker.
I think they also have that in Horizon 5.
Hmm.
And it's
I
only
would not
like-
know because I haven't played a Horizon game, or those type of games.
But that's the thing that, at least for me, that like plagued Horizon 4 was as soon as I got the fucking Ferrari, like everything was just way too easy. And like
Right.
and the other thing was like I wasn't interested in like I think also the location kind of I guess
It was like it was Edinburgh.
yeah, it was fucking like England, like, and it was just wasn't good. Like it's a really bland like country, like countryside kind of like environment that it's
Well, let's go through some of the locations that Forza was in. So, first one was in
just dropped my phone.
Arizona, I believe. It was in the U.S.
Yeah,
It was in Arizona. Second
Right.
one was a fantastic location. That was amazing. It was between France and Italy.
Ooh, I like
It was,
Italy.
it
I
was
like
southern,
France.
southern France, so like Nice area.
I like
and,
Italy.
Italy as well.
Mm.
I thought that like the scenery, everything, it was amazing. It was a really nice location. Third one
Right.
was I believe it was in Australia. It was in like New South Wales.
gotcha.
Mm.
And then fourth
For
one is
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh and like some of Great Britain.
Yeah.
Fifth one is in Mexico, but I'm not entirely sure where.
Yeah, it takes place in Mexico somewhere.
See.
But yeah, I just with that game, I don't know. It's the scenery it just felt really bland when I was looking at that game.
Mm.
Because I mean, I appreciate what they did with like all like the seasons and everything, but like
That's cool. Yeah.
besides that, like it's the same map. It's just a different season.
Yeah, and you
There
can
are
only get
seasons
so
in
much
the new
of it.
one.
Huh?
There are seasons in the new one, but it's just a different type of season just because it's Mexico.
Yeah. So it's just, there was just a lot of gripes with 4 that I think a lot of people share. With just, how kind of it was. But then 5, I heard, and what I've actually seen, I feel like is a massive improvement upon 4 in terms, one, of sound design especially. But also just, I feel like there's a little bit more purpose besides the starter cars and everything and all the other bullshit that I've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
There just feels like there's a lot more purpose in it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. From what I heard, the sound design was like really ramped up this time.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good now. I wouldn't say it's quite up to par from what it was in 2, which is it's 8-year-old game almost now.
Zoink.
Mm.
It's not quite up to par, but it is very good.
And then
It's very good.
and then we got Big Dog, Big Nuts, Gran Turismo 7 coming out of nowhere, laying their fucking mile-long schlong on the fucking on the table and being like, "Hey, we're about to just destroy you guys." And
It's the rap game. Abraham
take that-
Lincoln
take that
was
as a
4 and
threat.
16 bars ago.
But it is. I can't play the game because I don't have a PS4 or a PS5, so that
Fucking loser! You don't want to sell out to Sony.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to pay $60 for a feature that should be free. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just like, well, that kind of sucks, but still, I mean, it's at least it's something I can still like greatly appreciate what they've done with like the technology in that game.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy, like really, really crazy what they did.
But and I've been seeing like things about like I think one YouTuber that I was watching, they were talking about Gran Turismo 7. They were like, "All right, dude, this game is like the best of they just took like the best things from Forza and Need for Speed and just kind of melted together and made fucking Gran Turismo 7."
Yeah, I've always wanted Polyphony Digital, so the producers and creators of whatnot of Gran Turismo. I wanted them to create something a little bit more open world, because I think that would be super interesting and really something to compete with a different sort of audience.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the ones for Forza Horizon.
Yes.
And I just think that it would be a very welcome addition. From what I believe, I think a lot of people would really, really enjoy it, and because track racing is not for everyone. I believe that the Gran Turismo games are definitely a good way to get into cars, because there's just so much knowledge and like there are stories behind every car. They really, really track their information on all these cars and the history. It's really, really rich. You know, it's fantastic.
There's a lot of love. There's a lot of love going into this upcoming Gran Turismo.
Because like the lead director of Polyphony Digital, he's like super into cars, and he wants to show everyone like, hey, these are great machines. These machines are amazing, and here's why you should like them, and here's their history, and here's how you can learn all about them, all right here, and here's how you can learn how they work in terms of like on a track. Like it's brilliant. I think it's a fantastic game, and it's always evolving, and it's great.
Yes.
Right.
I'm really, really excited for the new game to come out.
It's coming out
I don't
early
know
March,
if I'll
right?
Yeah, like early March.
I think it's March 4th?
4th?
4th or
Yeah.
the like 3rd, I think. One of those.
Yeah.
Well, we are yawn.
They just yawned into the mic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yawning into the mic. Put some autotune on that.
Gonna sound like Travis Scott at Astroworld.
Oh, we want to talk about that. Alright,
What a travesty of that.
Oh my
Speaking of
goodness.
travesties, we need another Twisted Metal game.
That would be interesting.
I like Twisted
I haven't
Metal.
heard that name in a while.
Yes, because see, that's the only car game besides like Mario Kart and shit like that. That's a car game that I can get fucking behind. Murdering people in vehicle onslaught is great.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Burnout also had that.
Yeah,
You
It's a
didn't-
little bit different than
running people
Burnout, though.
over
It's a
them.
little bit different.
Yeah, there's a bunch of gore and people actually dying. It's just
Right. In Twisted Metal, there's a lot of gore. And there's a lot of funny
amount.
characters. Yes. But and I understand like the climate, I guess, of now, where I'm sure if another one came out, people will be offended over whatever fucking comes out. But I don't know. It's probably not going to happen.
The creator did say Didn't the creator of Twisted Metal come out and be like, yeah, we're not gonna make another one because people will be like offended by what we'd like say or something?
I think he did. Cause the last thing I remember about him saying it, I forgot his name off the top of my head.
Well,
But
you told me about this, so I was like,
yeah, maybe he did. I don't really remember anymore. He probably did though, which sucks because like.
I just can't find anything like that would be like super like offensive or anything.
Like what? Murder's offensive? You know, it's a fucking video game.
The shit happens literally every single day.
Exactly. Like much worse shit is happening right now.
Yes.
So it's like, come on. Oh, what does fucking Sweet Tooth runs over someone, or what he talks about how he wants to have his daughter's head in his fucking ice box because he's a serial killer. Oh my god, get offended. It's like,
hey, I thought women like that. really like serial killers and shit. You know?
Just go to tumblr.com.
Is Tumblr still out?
I don't know. I think they died.
Just like the people in Twisted Metal.
Bow.
Shit.
I can't find anything that would be like super offensive, like in terms of that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Like wanting to cancel a game for that when literally like all that shit already exists.
It's extremely just stupid, you know. And I get it. I guess if we're like, if I can find some type of like point of view, if I was one of those people that just gets easily offended, sure, it's very over exaggerated. Axel. He doesn't drive a car. He literally is a fucking tire because he has both his hands and wheels. Yeah. All right. And it's like, and I think
it's real goofy shit.
Right. And like Twisted Metal, he like rips his fucking arms off, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you know, all right. But it's not like he's like saying, I hate so and so, or you know, like some like community or some shit.
Someone's not trying to fucking blast a hate crime on someone right now.
Yeah, exactly. And
these guys are just competing in a tournament to kill each other.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's
but
like
with cars.
Yeah, I mean, and like the second one, you go from like multiple locations. You're even in Antarctica.
Yeah.
So I mean, and the third one is shit. The fourth one is also shit. But I mean, hey, Black, Twisted Metal 1 and 2, especially 2, really good.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think also it does have to do with how the previous game performed sales-wise, because I heard that the latest one, which, not really latest, that game came out probably almost like 8 or 9 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Just titled Twisted Metal, which I think was actually supposed to be the reboot.
It is.
Because games just like to be in like, oh, we're going to reboot our series or just revive our franchise.
Same with movies.
With the same exact title as the first game or the first movie.
Right. And like...
It's kind of stupid when they do that, because then you have to, then you have to, as a person, as like a fan, you have to specify which one it is, or someone will be thinking of a different thing.
You know, it's not just like Twisted Metal Black or something. It's like, oh, I'm actually not talking about I'm not talking about the first one. I'm actually talking about the Xbox one or whatever.
Oh, you guys are talking about the 2012 Twisted Metal?
Yeah, the PS
10 years ago.
Yikes. Yeah. So, yeah, I heard that game was a commercial flop. So I think that also has to play in some sort of part into that.
Right, and it's like, see, because I can go on about it and stuff, like, for example, Twisted Metal is about multiple characters and stuff, and being kind of like, oh, each character is a different story. Yeah. In the 2012 one, you play as all the characters, because they force you to. And it's like chapters, Sweet Tooth Chapter.
There's only 3, though. That's also the other thing. Yeah, it's a very lackluster kind of lineup, because you're only playing as those 3 characters.
Exactly, and there's like going to be like DLC for it and stuff, and I think there actually was for like other like you know, Twisted Metal like vehicles and stuff, like classic ones. Yeah. But like it didn't happen, and you can play as like different cars and stuff, but the cars aren't the thing that matters. It's the player.
Yeah,
I mean the cars are cool, you know. Like, I want to be in a fucking helicopter.
You get different like animations and whatnot, and like special like ults and whatnot. But like, it was like I think only 3 or 4 characters that you could play through with the free play, because I think the Preacher also made it in there once you beat the game or something. But
No, see the preacher was going to be a character you can play as, and
he only shows up in the cutscenes.
Yeah, he only shows up in the cutscenes, and like he is in there, and he was supposed to have like his own like faction, which is like the preachers and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it didn't happen. They cut it.
Oh, well, in that case, yeah, then there's literally only 3 playable characters, and then you can just pick your own car, which in that case, you can actually pick the preacher's car, but it really doesn't matter much.
Right, and like the only thing I could really say like I actually liked from the 2012 version is Sweet Tooth. Yeah. They did a really good job of Sweet Tooth, and I like him.
The story was great. The story was great. I don't really give a shit about spoilers because that game is like 10 years old, but literally 3 of the series, I'd probably say more Sweet Tooth than Dollface and fucking Mr. Grimm, but all 3 of them die. All of them die, which is just like, you're like, I mean, I guess, but like at that point, what happens? Because I think the Sweet Tooth one, his daughter comes back alive.
Yeah. So what they said because the whole like story they put in this one is that like, oh, Sweet Tooth, or like I forgot his actual, but Niels Kane.
Yeah.
Was an ice cream man, and then he got like possessed by this mask because he had like I guess like a split personality. He's a psycho.
Yeah.
And he killed his family, and they show that he's like, oh, his wish is to kill his daughter because she ran away, but it turns out she killed herself, and then the wish brings him into her grave, and then he dies there.
Yeah.
But in the end, they say, oh wait, one of the sons actually survived, and he's like, oh,
yep.
he left me alive for a reason, and I'm going to become a killer. And then Calypso comes by and raises the daughter, so there's going to be 2 Calypsos, or not 2 Calypsos, 2 Sweet Tooths.
Yeah. But we'll probably never see. I say we'll probably never see it just because of what's going on with that game series in general. But it was probably they were going to do something with the DLC, but I guess just never came into it. But regardless, yeah, it's just really it's a real confusing mess with what went down with that game, and just it's kind of a shame that we'll probably never see another entry in that series again.
Yeah. It just sucks because a lot of the characters, a lot of my inspiration for like art and shit comes from that game. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's just, yeah. Especially, Sweet Tooth and Mr. Grimm are like my favorite characters because Mr. Grimm, I think before 2012, he was last known as a cannibal, a war veteran that turned into a cannibal.
Yeah, so. In Twisted Metal Black, he was. I think he was a Vietnam vet, but in Vietnam he was like captured, and he basically out of desperation of hunger, he ate his like one of his platoon
buddies,
buddies, and he like the thing about Mr. Grimm is that his head is a fucking skull in like all of the other previous Twisted Metal games, but in Black it's literally just like his platoon's fucking skull like on him. Yeah, that's like fucking like wrapped together with like wire and shit. But yeah, no, it's just really sad that we'll probably never see anything from that series again.
Right.
Not just because of this commercial success, but also maybe the actual creator not actually like wanting to do it anymore, just because out of fear of that, which is kind of goofy. But
yeah.
Next topic. Mm-hmm. What's your guys' opinion on the Saints Row reboot?
I haven't really heard much about it.
Yeah, the new Saints Row game coming out because it's called just Saints Row. It's not called anything new. It's just called Saints Row.
The dudes that branched off from Rockstar and were like, we're gonna rebel against you and make our own game.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the people who originally made 1, 2, and the British or the England ones, like the original team that made the GTA games, or if that was an outlier team of Rockstar that just broke off.
Right, and I mean, as long as it doesn't turn into like a Grand Theft Auto trilogy thing, because we all know how bad that fucking flopped. Or it turns into Back for Blood with them saying, the creators of Left 4 Dead 2. And
from the creators of Grand Theft Auto.
And it's literally just like 6 people that worked on it, and everyone else is new.
Yeah, if anything, they would probably just say from the creators of Saints Row, but even at that, it's a fucking Saints Row game, so
Right.
it's kind of useless to say that.
So it's like, what the fuck?
I can't really form an opinion on the Saints Row games because I've only played the fourth game, and that's apparently a fucking cardinal sin. But I am planning on actually properly playing that through that series. But yeah, apparently, the fourth one, from what I've heard and also seen, was the weakest in that thing. Because the other thing about it is they give you this, like, I wouldn't say crazy in depth like car customization, but you can customize cars and everything, and there's a bunch of cool cars and whatnot. But it completely gets just like shit canned because in the fourth game you have superpowers, which includes extreme super speed and like fucking flying and shit. And it's just like there's zero reason to like get a jet or to get a car. Like there's zero reason to do it, but they still emphasize on doing it like through like a few missions in like the first part. And you're
Wait,
like,
do you have like? Is it just the fourth game that has that?
the fourth game that just the fourth game is the only one that has superpowers. From what I heard, that was the gimmick. I think the third one has zombies.
Well, zombies are cool.
Yeah, I don't like take my shit with like a grain of salt, but
I haven't even played the Saints Row games.
From what I heard from the third one, it was like zombies, and then the second one was like the first and second one were like actual like gangster shit, and like that was like what they were known for at that point. But apparently Saints Row 2 is the best one in the series, which from what I've seen,
I haven't played any of them. Well,
neither have I.
At my friend's house like once or something like that. I have heard that they're very good games, and I don't deny that at all.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just seeing what your guys' thoughts might have been on if you have seen anything on that, or if you guys have played any of the entries in the series, and like what your thoughts on that might have been. But if you guys haven't played any of it, then
all I can say is that I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, for me it was just mixed. I heard the third game was good, but yeah, the second game was where it was at. That was apparently the best one.
Right, like I've seen like some YouTubers like play the third one like back when I was like little or whatever.
Yeah.
But I never actually like sat down and was like, I'm gonna play the games because I don't know any of them. No, and like just like you said, Craig, it probably the series I should probably get to and be like, oh, let me sit down and like actually play it because I heard it's fun. And I've seen that
they're apparently like really good co-op games. Like if you want to play with like a friend. It is an amazing experience. I can vouch for Saints Row 4. That was a fun ass experience with my friend.
Then maybe you and me and Gabe should probably get the games and we can play them.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people you can have if it's just.
I would assume like 4, and then we could probably get Lucas on that.
Let me see, because.
By the way, where's Lucas?
He was here for like a split second, and he was in our first topic, and then he had to go probably because he went to go pick the.
It is only 2-player co-op.
Shit.
Yeah,
that's gay. That's fucking stupid.
I get that. But yeah, no. If you do pre-order the new Saints Row, you can actually get the Saints Row the Third for free as like a pre-order bonus. I think it's the remastered.
I thought they had it for free at some point on like the Epic Game Store, as if anybody other than me uses that thing.
I used it like twice.
That fucking dinosaur of a launcher that I have because I don't even play any of the games that I had on there, which was kind of fucking stupid, but you know.
Right. I'm gonna switch over to my computer real quick because I've been talking on my phone. Fun fact for the viewers out there.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, but I want you to tell me if my quality like drops because of that, and if it does, then I'll just.
I've actually had to turn down in OBS or like a desktop audio because you're really loud. So. No, not Gabe. It's just Dean. I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. It would be Gabe too because he's part of that desktop audio.
No, Gabe is perfectly fine. His
Really?
his stuff is his audio is not peaking whatsoever. It's
I thought you had your mic and then everyone else is on desktop.
I have my mic, and then I have on the top track, and then I have desktop audio on the bottom. And I'm just watching the levels, and you're the only one who's peaking.
Mm.
And I have you on 100 volume, and I have Gabe on 150 volume.
Mm.
Damn.
So it's pretty leveled out right now. It's just when I don't know what it is with your phone mic, but it's really blown out sounding.
But whatever.
What kind of phone do you have?
He has a 12 Pro.
Ew.
How's that sound?
That sounds better. Let me turn you up though.
Okay.
Okay, talk.
Let's get a conversation, I think. Ooga booga.
Okay, that should be good. Okay, so just don't
Okay.
raise your voice and we won't peak.
All right.
But yeah. When I just looked at Steam for Saints Row, and it looks like this stuff is kind of not really that pricey. You can get the second and third game for $10 each, and then you can get the third remastered for $40.
Nice.
I don't know why it's so like much more expensive.
Mm.
It has mixed reviews though.
Mm-hmm.
Requested this refund for the following reasons. The vehicles had no running or tire sounds. Not sure if it's a bug or feature, but very off-putting. The game drops in FPS significantly during normal gameplay. The game continuously tries to access the external camera on my computer.
Weird.
Very interesting. Prefer the original
that's
game.
weird.
The remaster sucks. That's very odd. Why would it be wanting that at all? Very, very odd.
Screw you. That's why.
So, I mean, that sounds about right.
What's the next topic we can talk about?
Hamburger.
Hamburger.
Happy burger.
I was thinking of because we're talking about games, I guess, and we talked about just games that we recently have played and our opinions on it, like gripes of it. I was gonna do what was like a game that like we would actually recommend to people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know who wants to go first with that. If you
Counter-Strike Global Effect.
You're dead to me.
Yeah.
no. Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
Dude,
Eh,
truly a horror game, a classic.
All right.
It's a classic, I guess. But
Yeah,
like,
it's a classic.
It's an indie horror classic. That's what I will say about that game.
Right.
it's a classic, and it's what 7, 8 years old.
Sounds about right.
Hold on, let me have a quick look at
Came out in
how old this
2014.
game is.
Came out in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
8-year game. That's weird.
Yeah.
Dang, I remember when that game first came out, and people were going like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Yeah, I mean, it was innovative for the time. People were like, "Holy shit!" This is actually kind of like scary. And it kickstarted.
Well, it's just the concept itself as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not like a new concept, but it was something that caught everybody's attention.
Right. Yeah. Like Appease the Spider, for example, was a game I think that came out maybe around that time. So it's not a new concept, I would say, but it definitely did it well for the time.
Yeah.
But no. I guess I'll start off with like games that I can recommend to people watching this, or to you guys. A game that I actually got Lucas into, and I think I also talked to Greg about this multiple times, but Happy's Humble Burger Farm. Have you heard about it, Gabe, before?
Heard of what now?
Happy's Humble Burger Farm.
Very vaguely.
Very
Is that
vaguely.
somewhat new?
Yes, because it was originally, I think.
Came out early December
Yep. So it came out early summer. I'm trying to think
of
what
last
the
year.
demo was. Yeah.
This game. Yes.
Yeah,
I've heard of
it's
it.
really fun. Yeah, really fun. So basically, because I'm not going to spoil it, just in case you do want to play it, Gabe or Greg,
No, I could never.
but basically,
I'm so much of a bitch, bro.
right. I mean, it's not that scary. It's still a horror game, But basically, it's I guess I would say a fast food simulator, basically.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that, but it's a fast food simulator. And it's basically you're just trying to do your job as a fast food worker, a happy stumble burger farm. You know, you buy shit, you bet money on horse racing.
Damn.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking great, and you get stalked by fucking. I wouldn't say animatronics because, I mean, there is animatronics in the game, but they don't really, you know, or that whatever. They you get stalked by creatures. That's it while you're doing your job.
Okay.
And yeah, I really liked the fucking game, and I got Lucas hooked on it too. In fact, we actually made a video about it on Stupid Prizes, except it just isn't uploaded yet. We still need to edit it. But I mean, if you like games basically where it's like kind of dystopian, I would say, and just like hidden like under the surface, like I guess a story. It's a good story, and it's just like there's more to it. And like if you like exploring that type of like environment, being like uncovering secrets and shit, I would recommend that game to you. You know,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't have games that I can really recommend just because all the games that I play would probably infuriate or frustrate any rational person.
Well, name one. Name one.
Tekken,
I like Tekken.
Counter Strike,
Yeah.
I don't really have an opinion on Counter Strike, but apparently Strike does.
and then Team Fortress 2. That's a lot more of a casual game now, but still,
Right. Yeah.
there's people that get irrationally mad over that. Games that I
Valve
hate.
games. I hate
I
you.
hate League of Legends. I hate League of Legends.
Me
really
too.
wanna
I
like
fucking
it, though.
hate League.
I want to
Yeah.
like it, but it's just like I hate it so much.
I get too
Right.
confused.
I just don't
Yeah.
like that type of game.
Yeah, MOBAs are just it's hard for me to play. And all my friends
Right.
are like, "We're all gonna play League of Legends. Let's all play League of Legends." And I'm like, "Nah, I don't really want to do that. You know, I don't really
Right.
want to do that." And they're like, "Why not?" I don't like League of Legends. Why not? We'll teach you. And I'm like, "Okay, I'll try." Because like, back in 2016, I tried to play League of Legends with a friend from middle school, and he was nice, you know, and he wasn't a terrible teacher. It's just I don't think I had enough comprehension of the game itself still yet,
Right.
so I kind of just gave up because it wasn't a game that really interested me. And then again, maybe in like early mid 2020, I'm like, maybe I'll try this again. You know, everyone's talking about it, so maybe I'll try it again. I pick it up again, try to play by myself, and I'm like, nah, I don't like this. And then
Nah.
again in 2021, I tried it. I'm like, I don't really like this. It's just not for me. So
Right.
I put it away. This year, 2022, early this year, I try to pick it up again. My friends are like, "Oh, we'll teach you. We'll teach you." They throw me into a fucking game, right? They don't tell me anything. They're like, "Go bot lane, go bot lane," and I'm like,
What the
"The
fuck,
fuck
does
is
that
bot lane?
mean? Yeah.
What does that mean?" It obviously means bottom lane.
You fucking
Wha-
idiot.
How would I know that? I don't know how to
didn't tell
play
me
this
anything.
fucking game. You didn't tell me shit.
Right.
And that's just the sort of people that you're gonna get with League of Legends. It's just they're already so used to playing their own game that they don't all. Some people just don't know how to teach to play the game because some people make it too complicated, or they just don't say anything at all.
Right. Yeah. That's how I felt with like most first person shooters and shit. Like I'm not really into Call of Duty unless we're talking about like zombies and stuff like that. It never piqued my interest as much. I never really had fun playing it. Unless we're talking like Doom or some shit like that, or like Wolfenstein, that I can fucking get down with, and I love those games.
Oh,
But like,
absolutely.
like stuff like Call of Duty or like Black Ops, or fucking what is it?
You like Battlefield at all?
No, not really. Not really.
Okay.
No. And even like, I'll give Team Fortress 2 a pass because it's actually like when I tried to like play it like a couple years ago, people were still like open to it or whatever, and I was like, okay, I enjoy this, but I still like walked into it being like, it's really not my thing, you know.
No, I'm telling you right now, like Team Fortress 2, I only started getting good near 100 hours.
I
And
see.
for some people, you know, and that's just playing casually, right?
Right.
That's just
Right.
playing casually. But for some people, if they're gonna take it a lot more seriously, it may take a lot less time than that. But like Team Fortress 2 is a game that you need to sometimes take a little more seriously, even though you know it's a goofy game, it's a fun game, all that good stuff. It does take a certain amount of skill, and you do have to play a certain way with the different classes and whatnot.
Right. And I understand that kind of stuff. And like to name an also a recent example of that, Valorant. Right. My sister's
Mhm.
into it. That's why I was on my phone, to be honest, because my sister was actually playing Valorant on my
Ah,
computer and she just got off. So I'm letting her just like borrow my laptop
right
until
on.
she gets one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just not my type of game. I watched her play. I'm like, okay, it seems fun, but I wouldn't be like, okay, let me hop on. Like it's just not my type of thing. You know.
It's
Yeah.
it's literally just a CS reskin. So
It's a
Yeah.
CS and Overwatch and like
bastard child.
League of Legends sort of, you know, fusion of a game.
Right, and it
So-
all just kind of like mixes together.
Little bastard child abomination, baby.
I think it's a
Right.
cool game, but it's just hard for
I think-
even CS:GO players like me. Like I put 1,600 hours into that fucking game, and I am not very well. I kind of am proud of it. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
right.
committed. Okay, I am committed.
Yeah.
Typical
If
Valve.
I find a game that I actually enjoy, you know what? I'm all for it, dude.
I'm no
Yeah.
life in it for the next 5 years.
That's literally
Right.
what happened, though.
And you shouldn't be ashamed of that, because if you like a game, no matter what it is, you like it. You
I
know.
literally needed nothing else. I needed one game. I spent
Right.
hardly any money on it, and I'm like, dude, this is good fun. I like this.
Right. Yeah.
I remember like a
But
few years back.
even for a Counter-Strike player like myself, I just found the transition to be a little strange because the mechanics are slightly different. Everything is just slightly different. With sprays, like because in Counter-Strike you have fixed sprays usually on most
Okay.
weapons,
Right.
and you have to learn those sprays, and that just comes down to game knowledge.
Yeah.
In Valorant, there is a certain area where your bullets should land, and like maybe like the first 3, they tend to the first 3 bullets they will be accurate, but then everything else is like, oh, it could go here, it could go there, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
and that's also like that's the sort of RNG that I don't like.
Right. Yeah.
And we were talking about Team Fortress 2 a little bit ago. Like in that sort of game, in the competitive scene, for like random crits, like where you get like huge damage out of like some bullshit hit, like
Right.
that's usually more of a casual game thing, and it's just, oh, haha, funny, or oh my gosh, that's so cool. It feels great when you get that, and it's not fair for the other person. It's whatever, and it doesn't happen that often.
Right.
They also have that disabled in competitive, so it doesn't really matter. But it's just like when there's that sort of randomness in a competitive shooter, I don't like
Right.
that. I really don't like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I'm not much of a competitive guy either, and that's probably like part of the reason why I don't really like that kind of like shit.
And
Or
it doesn't
whatever.
even matter if you're in unrated or ranked. It doesn't really matter that much because everyone's
Yeah.
gonna be a fucking sweat.
Right. And I like to I guess also just like to add on to that, like the competitive thing. I can get competitive in like fucking like party games ever, like Mario Party. Boom, competitive
That's
right
a different
there.
sort of competitive. That's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I'm gonna
exactly.
fucking screw you over.
Right, yeah, exactly, stuff like that. But I wouldn't be like, oh, fucking like slamming my keyboard like someone else would.
Yeah.
Get the dick out of your mouth.
I'm a gamer.
I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer, dude.
I forget that Dean understands that reference too. That inside
Yes.
joke. Dean,
Yeah.
Spat out my water. My
Dean,
God.
Dean was there for the aggressive lip licking and
I
fucking
was there and I slept
sweat
through it, which
gamer.
pisses
You
me
were
off.
there? Oh my gosh.
I was on his couch, and I think I like woke up at some point, and I slammed myself back because it's like into like a deep sleep. I am so mad to this day that I slept through that because it sounded so fucking funny.
We either have to cut this part out or like just save it separately.
Or you know what
It's
you
like
could
it's
do?
not like he's even gonna watch this fucking podcast.
Yeah, and even if the person we're talking about doesn't watch this, we can say his name or whatever. Just you need to bleep it out, and that's it.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't take that. You like right now.
I'm
You
just
be like,
trying to make
"No, no,
this
no, no."
like either as easy as possible or like just whatever because I still like to talk about these sort of things because I
That's
think
so
it's kind of
funny.
funny.
So
Yeah,
so audio listeners love you to death. We we have I don't know really, I guess an ex-friend because none of us really talk to him anymore.
I do.
Mhm.
I was about to say you talk to him more than any of us, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I do. Shut up. Get out.
Get out.
Good for you.
But basically, so he has this very distinct voice that he likes. That I don't. It's not like a character or anything. He just genuinely is like. Dude, he's the
Gamer.
embodiment of any of those band kid memes that you've ever seen. Like that weird fucking voice.
So well.
Yeah, and there's this one video in particular. If I find it, it's amazing. But how he talks is just so odd for who he is, and he's like. Any sort of excuse this man will use, he'll always use, dude, but I'm a gamer, and you're like, it cannot even be related sometimes to what's going on. Like you could say, oh, my cat was fucking ran over by a dog. And
I'm a gamer.
And you're like, and you're giving me, and he's like,
I'm a gamer.
and you're making jokes about my dead cat, and then he's just like, dude, I'm a gamer, and you're like, that makes,
and it's like what?
That makes no sense.
But now you have to. So I'm gonna bring up my own story, or whatever. But I wanted you to say what the inside joke is, just so people understand.
So I do a decent impression of him. Where it sounds pretty fucking funny, and I've done some really dumb shit with that voice. And me and Dean had a sleepover with him one time, like in high school, and I wake up at like 5:30 in the morning and this man is aggressively like licking this man is aggressively licking his lips, fucking finger blasting my goddamn keyboard, throwing my mouse everywhere on my goddamn desk.
Shit.
And like I'm like, dude, this guy's been playing Overwatch for like the past like 6 hours probably. And I look over at him and I'm like, dude, go the fuck to sleep. And he's like, but dude, I can't sleep. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you can't sleep. Get off my computer. He's like, dude, Taylor, I'm a gamer.
See why I was so pissed off I slept through this? Because I was in the same room.
Dean was like not even 5 feet away from this goober on my fucking couch, and he's saying this shit, and I'm like, no, get off it's my computer, get off my shit, and so he does, and so I was like, alright, that's the end of it, but then Gabe kind of like ignited a fire inside of me to like just make that same fucking shit over.
I'm a gamer.
I'm a gamer. And so, but when he told me though, when I woke up like the next day, I was like, no, really?
Yeah,
I was. It's so fucking funny. And then the thing that I wanted to add to that though is, so just in case people don't know who this person is or whatever, there's a man named Shadbase or Shadman, sorry.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And he's in jail now for like assault.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in jail
I thought
for
he was
assault.
already out though.
I don't know who fucking knows. I could give less of a fuck. I hate him.
Yeah,
But he's terrible fucking just human being. But he does a lot of I would say risky pictures. Let's just say that. If you catch my drift,
Not
risky pictures.
safe for
Not
work,
not
right?
not
Yeah,
risky
not safe for
pictures, just very disturbing kind of shit.
Yeah, very disturbing ones. And so I don't know why. We all have our collections. We collect
Of course.
Legos and shit. He has a fucking terabyte of shad-based porn.
Wait, really?
And he put it on Craig's computer, and Craig was out of the room too. And I think this is actually the same day too. This is the same day in the morning. And I was like, he was like, "You want to see my collection?" I was like, "Collection of what?" And it was just shad-based porn. And I took a picture of it, and I think I still even have it. I might send it to you, Craig. Like if you want to just like put like a pop up or whatever, for this like edit. I was like, why? Why do you have that? I'm just gonna say his name, Rashad. Why do you have?
Dean.
Dude,
I'm a gamer.
I'm a gamer. I own Chad Baseboard. I'm like, Rashad, you need to like stop.
Stop saying his name.
No, you just bleep it out.
It's more editing for me. I don't.
Fuck you. You got. Come on, I edit.
Look, I'm trying to be considerate here. I'm trying to
Sir.
I'm the good guy here, man. I'm not.
Oh yeah, okay. You're good guy. What are you, gamer? Are you a gamer too?
Gabe's a gamer,
I'm
bro.
Yeah, you're a gamer. I'll stop
I'm such
saying
a
this.
nice guy,
Such a nice guy,
I just
Such
don't
a
get
nice
why
guy.
females don't like me. That's definitely something he's said before.
Just totally.
He's
But,
one of those guys
Yeah, I'll
that
stop saying
watches
this.
anime and plays Overwatch all day.
And that offends me because I'm an anime monster too. I'm a fucking weeaboo.
Anime enjoyer.
Because I'm
Anime
a
enjoyer.
weeaboo.
I watched the Berserk and the JoJo. Anyway, I'll stop saying his name though. But I was just like, dude, you need to like stop. Like, I get it. We're all into maybe we have like that phase of being like, oh yeah, whatever. It's just like hot or whatever. But it's
Edgelord.
yeah, Edgelord. He just kept going with it, and it was like you need to like stop. Like seriously. And he did something else to me really shitty, which I'm not going to mention. But I don't want to just like bring up old shit at that point. That's not funny. But
you
it's
leave
just
some of those skeletons in the closet.
Not fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Did
Not
laugh.
funny. Do not laugh. Do not laugh.
Not funny. Didn't laugh.
But yeah, it's just like at that point I was just like, I don't like you anymore. Just like very gross. But yeah, it's still funny though because we can say we're a gamer because gamers do that kind of shit, right?
Bungers in my area.
Bungers in my area, hot bungers.
Dude, burger sounds really good right now.
A burger.
Yeah.
He doesn't like pizza anymore, Gabe. Did you hear about that?
You for real?
Yeah, he doesn't like pizza anymore.
Why do you not like pizza? Like actually not like pizza?
Wait, who doesn't like pizza?
You.
I never said I didn't like pizza. I said pizza's overrated.
Pizza. That's what he said. Pizza's overrated.
Well,
it's always the first
depends.
option whenever like you're hanging out with a homie, and like I get that, but like,
what you don't want to be eating some wieners,
bro.
You don't want to be like sucking some hot dogs,
bro.
Like,
I would rather just get some chicken sandwich,
chicken,
and then
see, here's the
shove
thing.
my wiener in that.
Yeah, McChicken.
What are you talking
bro?
about, bro? I'm literally just talking about like grilling some hot dogs.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly.
I got this
What
Muslim
are you,
friend.
fucking
Yeah,
Romo?
yeah. Hot dog chicken sandwich.
Hot dog chicken sandwich.
Hot dog chicken sandwich.
Are
Hot dog.
there hot dog like patties, like where they take the
Yes.
hot dog?
Yes.
Really?
Oh no.
Yes, I know that for a fact because since I live in where I live now.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yeah, they do. I've had one. It's actually pretty okay, to be honest.
I would think it'd be like luncheon meat, basically. At that point, it's
Yeah.
basically.
But you also gotta understand. Yeah, you also gotta understand now. I think we all know here what hot dogs are made out of. Like sausages and wieners. It's just an intestine, so it's just like what you're going in
No,
for.
I thought it wasn't intense. I thought it was just a bunch of random meat that's just all together.
Well, the casein is intestines.
Oh no, that's just sausages in general. That's
Yeah,
completely normal.
right, yeah. Um, but I've had it, and I was like, I don't know if I'm really gonna like this. And it's not great. It's not like godsend, but it was like, it's okay. I eat it. I try
Hot dog burger.
it. Just don't go to the heart attack grill, though.
burger.
Don't go to the heart attack grill.
Hot burger.
Hot burgers.
What happened? What happened to the conversation about dude?
Dude.
What
Yeah,
happened?
I'm a
there?
gamer.
Dude, what happened to the gamer conversation?
I know. Well, I don't know if you guys want to add anything onto that. I just wanted to share my little story about that person.
Right, yeah.
Right.
That's funny shit right there.
It's funny shit. And
No,
we're
it's
gonna
just
say
some, it's just some goofy stuff,
right.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Rashad. Fuck.
Yeah. Wow. Who's a nice guy now?
Honestly,
Huh?
I'm not.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm just gonna keep this entire thing uncensored. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, I don't want Gabe getting in trouble because Gabe's the only other person who fucking talks to him. I don't want Gabe to get
As
fucking
if
hot
you'll
water.
see this episode of. You think this dude actually cares about?
No, I don't
something
think he
as
does. He's too
obscure
busy
as that.
taking fucking pictures on Snapchat in the shower.
He still does that?
Okay.
I'm
He
light
still
skinned.
fucking does that. That's why I fucking unfollowed him. So I was like, it's just like I don't want to see that on my timeline.
I don't really see him do that anymore. So
Oh, dude, he probably went into a super gamer mode.
Super gamer mode. I'm a gamer, so I'm allowed to shower pictures.
Yeah.
dude.
Dude,
I really need like more phrases other than dude. I'm a gamer.
I know
Like
the
I
stats.
need more phrases than just that.
I know
You
the
know what I mean?
strats.
Yo, what's up, Shad-based user?
Hey.
No.
No.
I can't. I no.
He's a certified lurker.
He's a lurker.
Hey guys, I wear hentai drip.
Don't even get me fucking
I
started on
forgot
that
about
bullshit.
that.
That
Oh my
pissed me
God.
off too.
The
Don't even.
shoes, the socks. Did he have underwear too?
You got the
Yeah,
shoes
yes.
though.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that shit. Should I even say that stuff about like
Didn't
my
you have a
experience?
No,
hoodie?
don't.
Didn't you have a hoodie that had that shit?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
here we
yes.
go.
There we go. So now that Gabe said, I have to bring it up. So, and this is something like serious to me. Like, okay, like the thing that happened after was kind of like goofy and shit, and it's still just annoying. But before that, it was serious. So there was this kid and this person I was friends with named James Bourne. I met him when I was like in Cav, and we kind of just like, yeah, then we went to high school. Then he sadly killed himself during the summer where I was in New York, right?
Yep.
And my friend Gavin, you know Gavin,
Yeah.
he called me and he told me about it, and I was so upset. I didn't even go to his funeral too because I was still in New York, and it fucking heartbroken. But the reason why I bring it up though about the hoodie is because one of his things that he wanted was this Ahigo hoodie. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get that for him. Because I got it in New York, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get this for him. I'm going to print it to him. And, I never was able to really give it to him, before that. And so now I own it, right? And yeah, it's goofy. Oh, it's like maybe a little bit cringy. I own the Ahigo hoodie, and sometimes I wear it. But I don't see it that way. I wear it. It's just like a memory of him. Maybe as stupid as that sounds.
No, like that's completely different. No, it really is.
Right.
That has a lot more meaning than to just ha ha funny sex face.
Yeah, exactly, right. And I got in trouble because of that, like because I was in video production with Greg and a couple other my senior friends at the time that I'm still friends with.
Yeah.
And the teacher, let's just say his name Cogswell, he was like, "Hey, take that off," or whatever. I was like, "Okay, yeah, I get that." And then we fast forward to when I'm in photography. And I'm just like popping on Cosmo, and I just so happened to be wearing the hoodie because I was like at that time I didn't have any hoodies to wear because I collect like a lot of hoodies and I had just been wearing them for that week, and I had that one left. I was like, okay, I'll put that on, whatever. and no one was really making a big deal about it until I was just like popped in on Cogswell. I was like, oh yeah, what's up, Cogswell? That's it. And he took that as me thinking that I would just like pop in and be like, ha, fuck you, Cogswell. Hi, I'm wearing the hoodie. Fuck you. And so he reported me later that day. And one of the higher ups, Mr. Alderson,
Oh yeah.
he threatened to throw it away.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, and
Whatever.
it's like, whatever. But to me, that was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. Like, fuck you, you know? And
Like when I say whatever, it's like when I say that, I'm like, dude, that's fucking bullshit. That's
yeah,
whatever.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know. But it was just like, shitty. And
Yeah.
luckily, I still have it on. But
Yeah.
it's just like at that time, I was like, am I really gonna? Because one, I spent money on that, and two, more importantly, that was for my dead friend. Like,
Yeah.
so, and it's shitty. And then what really pissed me off about that, and I'm gonna loop back around, is Rashawn fucking is wearing the whole getup, and he doesn't get called out once for it, from my memory, right?
Really?
And he didn't get called out for it once. He wore the whole fucking attire, and no one made a single peep about it, right? And I'm just like, really? I wear the hoodie, and not even for like the haha memes or whatever, like he did it. I wore it because I just didn't have a hoodie that day, and it was like the only one I had in my closet. And plus, it was for my dead friend. And you're just like, oh yeah, let me just like strut around. Like what? It's just mind boggling. At the time, it's just like it's stupid. It's very
I,
hypocritical too.
I get that some of those things can be frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, that's really the story though.
Wow. Like
Yeah.
I never knew it had that much meaning behind it. I really didn't.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Right. And they just
I'm still
it sucks.
processing it in my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh. Wow.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's heavy shit. It's heavy shit.
Yeah.
And I think like a couple people I've told, like not like my main friends, like I guess ex friends I would say I've told
Mm.
about it. They're just like, "How that's that's stupid or whatever." Like, why do you have? I'm like, don't. Like as much as I want to be like, like joking about like his a goofy hoodie, I guess, to someone outside of that bubble, but it's like no, I take it very seriously.
Yeah. No, this makes all so much more sense.
Right. Yeah. So,
Hmm.
but that's really it about it.
All right, guys. I gotta hop off for a hot minute, but
Okay.
I'll be back
Ooh,
in a little
Alrighty.
bit.
Okay. All right.
wow.
You left us.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I just got
I
some
know.
news here.
What's the news, huh?
It's Bob Saget's cause of death was revealed.
Do tell.
This wasn't just now. I just saw this.
Hmm.
It is it was said that he had it was caused by head trauma.
Mm.
And it was believed that he had fallen and hit his head on something, as there were no alcohol or drugs involved. So,
Wacky.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sad.
I mean, sad until you realize kind of what he did on Full House and even I think Fuller House.
Hmm.
Did I tell you about that?
No.
No. So he was revealed to, I think at the very least, molest some of the female co-stars, like the little girl female co-stars in there.
What
Full House, I think.
the Olsen twins?
Yeah.
I don't think that happened.
No,
'Cause-
it definitely did happen. It definitely did.
Why? Well, then I don't know
'Cause
why
it
they
came
would
out of
be.
him.
I don't know why they would be like praising him and like saying all this nice stuff about him if when he passed.
Well, you also got to understand. I don't think like I have also never been through that either, but I would assume it's very heavy trauma, and you would want to bury it and not burn it up because if you burn it up to someone, they'd be like, "Oh, yeah," and then you're turned to the villain, or
I don't know if that's true though.
I mean, but then again, you've never really been through it, and I've never been through it either. I've been through some type of abuse, but I've never been through that type of abuse. we really can't say. But all I know is that that's what they found out, and then he died. So it's just like the same thing with a bunch of other people who turned out to be like pedophiles and shit, and everything's like that. It sucks because Bob Saget was funny and seemed like a very nice guy, but I guess maybe not so. Some people. I don't know.
Interesting.
Heavy topic, I guess. But
I don't know if I personally believe that, but you know, it is what it is.
yeah, I'm not saying you have to believe it. It's just that I don't know. Do your own research. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That's just what I heard from the grapevine, and I think just my own little research that I've done about it. That's what happened. But I mean, I don't know. Someone could probably prove me wrong. I'm not really looking to be like, oh, how dare you not believe it? Or some shit like that. So. Anyway, though.
Oh, I just saw that there. Thought it was interesting.
Yeah. It is very interesting. Well, I guess moving away from some heavy topics, this podcast was going to turn to heaviness. But it's all about podcasts are all about learning about the people behind it and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. How long have we been recording for anyway?
We've been recording for 1 hour and 30, so we could honestly end it right here.
All right.
All right. Well, thank y'all for listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know when the next one's gonna be, but let's see how consistent we can be.
Right. That seems pretty easy. We could do this, and maybe next time we'll actually have Lucas on for more than 5 minutes.
Yes. All right. Well, this has been the No Outlet Podcast. Have a good time, everybody.
Yeah, and subscribe to the stupid prizes.
Yeah. Shameless plug. Let's go.
Yeah, me, baby.